go in here and bring up the chat. So as always, it takes a few minutes for this to load. So 1 second now. We've come to the end of another. Here we go. We've come to the end of another week. I think is we 1 week away from Christmas. Let's check the calendar. Yeah, we're nearly a week away from Christmas now, and I got out my last 4 orders this morning. There were orders to Ireland and to the UK, and I've been working on sticks because I want to try to make as a few sticks over the Christmas. So because January is like I'm busy with other things and cutting and different things as well. So like the worst month of the year to be making sticks is when it's very cold. So you know it's and as well because you have to heat up the shed, because if you are adding finishes to your walking stick, and if you ever worked with finishes and paints and different things as well, the room has to be very warm when you're applying your finishes. Hello, Andre. How are things, my man? Very. You've been out cutting some blackthorn recently, and I've seen from your pictures you've got some nice pieces there as well, and very good. And I see. Yeah, I've just kind of looked at Facebook again because I'm actually rarely on Facebook. And I just looked at a few of the kind of stick groups and stuff that I try to kind of not get too heavily involved in Facebook, because like there's loads of people with different different opinions and stuff, and I kind of are happier with life without Facebook as well, or the metaverse or whatever we're going to call it. But if I see some opportunity, Tommy, my man, how are things? Is that a Doctor Strangelove picture? It looks like Peter Sellers with shades on. I'm just guessing. I don't know what your thing is. And let's see, we have Bill as well. How are things? I'm very good, Bill. Very good. Thank you for joining the stream. And my dad will definitely be making a Christmas over on the live stream. I just have to figure out with him like what day we're going to do it. But you know, Dad wants to you know not be on here all the time, to keep it you know, keep it interesting as well. There he is. I see my dad is in the house. So yeah, that's a guy called Andre Dad. So a very nice guy as well. Very interested in Blackthorn, and he's you know a German cutter and maker of Blackthorns as well. Kind of getting new into it and stuff, but very polite, very respectful guy, and very keen to learn. And you know, he's putting in the time and the hard work. That's what I kind of like about the kind of new guys. Like, you know, if you're new to Blackthorn, it's all about kind of like, you know, I've been doing it for a long time. My dad's been doing it for a long time. And you have some guy who just comes out of nowhere saying that he's an expert after like a month or something like that. They're like, you know, it's like anything. Imagine you're a craftsman, or you're an engineer, or you're something like that, and then someone just comes forward and says they know everything more than you. It kind of like it's a bit disrespectful, you know. So there's a certain level of respect within stick making. Like you have to sweat. There's a certain sweat equity that you got to do. You got to get out there, get your hands dirty, and grow it. So nearly at the end of the year, so I could probably still get like orders out. Like I kind of said, today was my last day for like shipping to America and stuff, but like if I got orders out on Monday, there's an 80% chance they'll arrive before Friday. So there's still a good chance. So like if you want to risk it, there's a high probability, right? But like I just put today as my cutoff day for Friday for getting all my orders out, so that I can say I could guarantee, like, you know, or as best you can when you guarantee, unless there's a black swan weather event, that things will get there before Christmas. But anyone in Europe, you know, Monday or Tuesday, I can still get you your sticks before Friday. So I still have plenty of sticks. I have about 20 sticks. I'm nearly finished. But like, you know, when it's this close to Christmas, there's no point putting on some new sticks and stuff like that. I got to tempt you guys after Christmas, when you open your presents for Christmas, and then you're just bored at home and you have nothing to do. Let's see now. Andrew says, I'm fine. Tomorrow I'll go with my daughter to the Blackthorn place and cut a few new sticks. Yeah, just don't overcut the place as well. Like have a few. If it's a nice place, you can kind of cultivate for a few years. My dad was welding. Today's not a day to be welding, man. It's a cold day in Ireland. But and my dad's always working and stuff. What were you welding today, Dad? What was broken, or what were you Was it a wheelbarrow or something? Or my dad's kind of a jack of all trades. He can do everything. He has a go at most things except plumbing, I'd say. I don't think your plumbing skills, or well, I don't know. My skills are non-existent, so it's obviously more than me. But see, that's the thing. We grew up in different generations. Like my dad's generation, you have to learn all of these different things. For me, it's all been online and computers and stuff, and there's been less kind of life skills. Like when something breaks or something like that, you usually just get someone to do it. As opposed to years ago, you didn't have that option. You had to learn and to know the necessary skills as well. And you'd only know it through trial and error and through getting those skills. But yeah, like times are changing. Like I'm sure the generation below me will look at what I'm doing, thinking it's archaic. Uh, oh yeah, yeah, you're straightening. Yeah, my dad has this kind of like setup for straight. Like he's got a few big pieces. Like my dad doesn't make too many sticks, but so that's why if you see one of my dad's sticks ever go online, it's a collectibles item because he's like literally just got a few heavier, nice pieces. So whenever you see one of my dad's sticks, like they'll they'll increase in value in the future as well. And so yeah, my dad likes to kind of work on the kind of sticks that take more time. Like I wouldn't be able to spend a week on one stick and have a business, but my dad, he can do things like that as well and take his time. So whenever you see one of my dad's sticks, like a lot of time and effort has been put into it as well. Tommy, I'm not too fond of welding myself, so I became a welding inspector. Yes, this should be fixed. This should be fixed. Yeah, the supervisor or the inspector is the job you want. Like just kind of like seeing the finished product and stuff. And yeah, like it's Tom, you're a man of many skills yourself. I hope you have so like in America, how okay, here's a question for all these Americans. Like so like you have Thanksgiving at the end of November and then a few weeks later, like you have like Christmas. So how does it work with the holidays? So like you all go home for Thanksgiving, then you go back to work for 2 weeks, and then you go take off the Christmas again, or how does it work? Or is those first 2 or 3 weeks in December you guys don't do too much because you're still in you see, because Thanksgiving and Christmas there's a very short gap between the two holidays. So I always wonder, like, do people just take the whole month off and not work at all? Because what's the point of traveling all the way home for Thanksgiving and then you have to like go back again 2 weeks later or 3 weeks? I was never a one trick pony. No, you need to have skills. Like I'm like that online. Like I can make a website. I can do all the marketing. I can put together like promotional details, do memes. Like it's a different type of skill set when you're like selling and stuff. Like for me, like I can make the sticks, I can market them, I can do the website, I can do the packing and posting, negotiate with the with the suppliers that provide my the what you call it, shipping and stuff, DHL and UPS, that was it. So yeah, you have to like to add value. Like you can't really have skills, and look, you can change your careers at any point. There's like loads of guys, like you have a career you do for 10, 15 years, you know that's kind of skill that you have isn't valuable anymore, and then you try something else and try something new. And like it's way different nowadays. Like before, like when you're 30 or 40, society would tell you that you're done, rest up, and you're done for a job. But people work very well right up to 50s, 60s, and even 70s nowadays. Like look, my dad well into his 70s and welding away and fixing things. Still, there's still a great value, and I think people like they're a bit fitter and healthier. Like my dad in his 70s, I'd say you're pretty fit now. Ever since I don't know, ever since the pandemic, everyone's kind of got a bit fitter and healthier. I know my dad seems a bit more kind of fitter and healthier now than he did a kind of maybe a few years ago as well. And eating less probably helps. We're all eating a bit less because there wasn't too much in the shops and the shelves at a certain point. We have Ron. Let's see. Oh yeah, before that, Bill says, "I'd love to add one of your dads to my collection." Yeah, of course. I'll notify you guys. Like, I'll tell you, Bill, when he has a few. If he's straightening and welding these rigs in his shed today, my dad obviously has a plan. He has a few sticks that he wants to work on, but like He's a bit like, an engineer's mind. My dad's very kind of specific. Everything has to, like, I kind of work like a whirlwind. I just am very active. I keep trying one thing, one thing, one. I kind of work like a kind of whirlwind, jumping from one thing to another. While my dad is more kind of like melodical, and everything has to be, like for me, I'd straighten a stick, but my dad would have the rig, have this, have that, be checking things, be measuring things, making sure like all of different things. But for me, I just, I think that's how I've always kind of lived. I just dive in head first, and just go for things as well. And you kind of figure things as you go. It's like when I was doing web design and things like that. I just didn't know what I was doing. I just went straight in and started making and learning, asking questions on forums, annoying people who knew how to do things. The best way to learn is that I think is just being active and making mistakes. And like I have no fear. Like I'll try something, and if it doesn't work out, that reminds me I have to fix. There's so many things around the house that have gone over the last year that I've been putting off because I prioritize, the Blackthorn before everything else. Much to the annoyance of the family members, but it's sometimes you just have to be like that kind of focus when you're kind of like your own business owner. And each year I have to try. I kind of challenge myself each Christmas that I have to think of something new to do, or try to make something new, or do something different to try to increase my business each year. And I'm always looking for new ideas of things to do as well. And but always this is my core business, the Blackthorn. But I don't know. There's still a few minutes I have each day, so I probably need to fill them up with doing some other job or some other activity. Uh, as I say, I'm not. I just when I watch a movie now, I just kind of get bored. I feel like I'm wasting time. I should be doing something else. Like the kind of things I've been revisiting recently is a lot of these kind of mindset videos, like maybe about, oh my god, maybe about 7 8 years ago, or I used to be watching like all of these kind of like mindset videos and stuff like that. More because like there's little bits of information and things that can help motivate you, to get you in the kind of right mindset. Like I wouldn't be like paying millions of whatever to go to these seminars to meet these gurus and stuff. But I kind of like to do a bit of that myself. Like when, say, about 10 years ago, I would go around and I would go into businesses, and I would help businesses. I would look at their systems. I would think of ways to increase their revenue online. And I kind of really like that kind of going in and helping a business, and you get a kind of satisfaction from it as well. But like what I found with that type of business is that people only need you when times are bad, and when trouble's on the horizon. When they start doing well, they don't really need you anymore. And but it's always like with Blackthorn, it's very different. It's always well needed in terms of the activity. Let's see. Howdy, Francis, Ron. How are you, Ron, my friend? Tommy, it's slow during the holiday season. Very little out of town work, and you're laid off till mid January. That sounds good, man. That's good. I wouldn't mind that. Uh, yeah, but like the thing about Americans that I find is just they're just good at investing, and there used to be a culture that they save their money pretty well, because like everyone in Ireland kind of stereotypes an American as a rich tourist. I think that's the case with most places, like and then what they don't understand is like when American comes to Ireland, they might have been saving for a year, and then in 2 weeks, they go all out. 5-star hotel, the meals, all the activities and stuff. And then Irish people just are like, oh, the Americans coming with their money and stuff like that. And then you have like the tourist trap places and stuff as well. But yeah, that's the kind of like the thing about Ireland. Like, but you see, in Ireland, Americans are very welcomed. Like Irish people love Americans. They love talking about politics. That's the thing. And like with Ireland, it's all banter. So an Irish person that is friends with you, they'll pick out all the things with America, but they'll do it in more of a joking type of way. Like oh Jesus, look at your man who's running your place now, or they'll pick some things, and like you'd be surprised. Like even the most kind of like unassuming person will know a bit about American policies. They'll know the characters in America. So I think that's why kind of Americans, I think, like to come here, because it's a very, very easy holiday. Everyone speaks English, of course, which is handy when you speak the same language. And Irish people are curious in nature. they always want to know more about the person as well. And and then you come from a different place, like have guys coming over from Arizona, and you're like, there's a desert there. What? A desert? There's deserts in America. But it'll be done in a playful way or stuff like that. Sure, you can play with the sand. You must be great at making sand castles if you're from the desert, or something like that. Let's see now. Ron says, each year at the end of the year, I enjoy what I hated doing during the year for work. Then I stopped doing that and focused what I enjoy. So, Ron, what do you enjoy doing? Okay, look, at the end of the day, look, nobody really loves working. You do love aspects of your job, you do love parts of it, but like, getting up every day, doing in the hours, having to put all the hours in. Like most people like to work an activity for 2, 3 hours a day. They're happy. People like to sleep in cold mornings. People like to eat a nice meal and stuff like that. Let's see now. DK Peru. I live in the US and we're broke. The Chinese are the rich ones. Yeah, like it just depends. Like in China, it's like they have the policy, their economic policy, and they frown upon people like making money and stuff as well with the the Xi government and stuff. But like a lot of Chinese are quite wealthy. But like what I found interesting is like when the Chinese travel to different countries of how they operate business and stuff. And like when you see like a Chinese, like even a Chinese person came to Calorglan, I remember after 2008, or was it, no, it was like before, maybe 20 years ago. And they bought one building, then they bought a second building, then they lived in the building, then they set up one business, then a next business, and a next business. And it seems like they're the Chinese that I've seen that go into different countries, they're very hardworking. They know how to grind, and they just live in the business, and they don't seem to spend too much in different things like that. So I don't know. It's like everyone is a bit kind of different, but like no matter what country you're from, if you work hard, you're going to do well. In America, it's like the college fees I think are quite expensive. Healthcare is very expensive, and it can be hard to kind of like save up. And like what I think is kind of difficult in America is that you have a certain area, and there might be no jobs there, there might be no nothing, and then you're just stuck there, and it's very hard to get out of a rut if you don't have the resources to kind of do that as well. But like there's no reason anyone should be poor in America or broke or different things like that. If there's just plenty of jobs. Be interested. What do you guys think of that infrastructure bill they're doing? They're going to do Build America again and stuff. So maybe like that will get things going again. But look, the thing is, everything is intertwined nowadays. I do genuinely believe that you can work your way. Look, if you're broke, just look at your life and think of what you're spending. I've had issues with money growing up as a young man as well, and families and pressures, and 2008 when that happened, and I had a few loans going, and all of that the banking crisis and stuff like that hit Irish people and myself included. So like the thing is, if you're broke, like the first thing you got to do is like look, are you spending, like what are you spending on? And then you got to look to say what more can you do, what can active, can you get something else going, can you get like a side job, can you get like can you make something? If you don't know what to do, get on YouTube. Just spend hours watching YouTube videos, craft videos, go on to Pinterest, there's loads of craft channels and different things. And like try something, like I when I'd been traveling, and I came back to Ireland, and I had like a business degree. I'd worked in training over in Asia, like in Ireland. I worked as a recruiter, I worked in sales, I worked in investment bank. So like I've had to reinvent myself many times. And sometimes you just kind of like you have to adapt with the economics and the environments that you're in. Like in my dad's generation, it was all you have a skill, like you're a tradesperson. And a lot of tradesmen from Ireland, and Ireland was very famous for tradesmen that left in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, all over the world, and different things. And they were very, these tradesmen, they were, in any other environment, they would have gone to college, they would have had degrees, had opportunities. But because Ireland was quite poor at the time, and quite, there wasn't a lot of jobs or money, you had quite a skilled trades workforce as well. So things have changed as well. But yeah, like if you're broke in America, I still believe there's opportunity. You can always reskill, you can always try something new. And if you ever go broke, just take a deep breath and just start over. Like, it's not the end of the world, it's a new challenge, and different things like that. If you're under pressure with guys, like with banks, with all of these different things, like, you can you can just declare yourself bankrupt or something like that, or come to Ireland. I don't know how it works with visas. Just marry an Irish woman and come to Ireland and start over again. Sure, because you're American, you could, American hot dogs or whatever, like, something like that. Andrew says, can young Blackthorn have also purple wood inside the old hedges? Not really. It's usually like when they're quite mature bushes. So like if you cut a blackthorn in half, there'll be like a little kind of dot, in the center. But those kind of like purple in that heartwood, like usually it has to be a piece that's been growing for quite some time. So in like the really young pieces, like you usually don't see it. um, Unless it's a piece growing out of a main piece. Sometimes you can kind of run. That might be the only exception. Homelessness everywhere here in LA, Phoenix, San Francisco, New York, Texas. Chinese come here and buy houses with cash. They do the same in Ireland. Like I was saying, the guy even came into Clorglan in Milltown. They came in and they just get the property, and they build their own kind of business around it as well. But yeah, like when I hear, and I watch the videos of the homeless in LA and the communities, and I can't believe it. It's to me in Ireland, it's just I don't know even what word. It's just very difficult to accept that something like this can happen in LA, which is an affluent community. I don't know. It's like, was it Newsom? Is it Gavin Newsom? Newsom, I think in LA, and he almost got recalled or something like that. And was it Larry Elder was the guy, I think, that was up against him, and they all scared that don't get Elder. It's more of Trump policy, and then and Newsom's got in. But I don't know, like from I don't understand fully the politics in LA, but from what I do know, this Newsom guy is not really, pulling his weight. He's not doing anything. He just seems like a career slick politician type of guy. But it'd be interesting to know your opinions on Newsom if you're LA area. I don't know too much about Phoenix or San Francisco. Yeah, New York. I know. What's your man Cuomo, the eccentric guy? Didn't he got cancelled, or he got into trouble, or what was that funny video where he did the apology for inappropriately touching some workers or something like that? But I don't know, man. Like for Irish people looking at American politics, it's like a TV show. So much drama in it, like. But I just don't understand why a country like America has these problems, which they're well capable of solving. You just need the right leaders in place. Guys that will take action. But everything, look, politics is all about greasing the right people. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. It's a popularity contest as well. I don't know. I think the same problems are everywhere. Like, politics in Ireland is very, who you know and who your family is, and a father and a son. Like in Irish politics, most politicians would be either school teachers, or the son of barman, or else the son of former politicians. That makes up the lion's share of politicians in Ireland. Um, and oh, 1 second, I need to actually get a charger. I forgot to charge this. 1 second, because the battery on this is going. So just give me 1 second now, just to plug this in. I have it here handy. 1 second now, and 1 second. I have to get an adapter because my wife's computer. So let me just charge this now for a second. But yeah, like I do find like politics and stuff interesting, and it's always good to hear about in different countries. And Dad says only the old wood in shaded area that gets no sun. Okay. Andre says, "Okay, Franks, thanks. I need the shallow hedges." Well, like they kind of grow. All the branches grow in different directions in the shallow hedges. It's usually hard to find good sticks in them ones. Thomas says, "The infrastructure bill. Let's go, Brandon." Yes, I know what that means. is all I've got to say about it. Is he the best you Americans could do? Well, I suppose we're one to talk in Ireland, like our politicians, but like, this Brandon guy that you is your leader now, man. It's but I suppose like it's you look at the menu. There's not much choice. You don't like what's on the left side of the menu and the right side. You're like, okay, what am I gonna do? In Ireland we have like coalitions. There's so many parties. Frank says yes, but the purple harp tends to crack in larger shafts. It does. That's why there's not big, large ones because it's crap like crazy. Whatever it is with the purple wood inside it, it's just a different texture, and it looks pretty good. And if you catch it at the right time, there's actually a skill to identifying when is the right time to do it in terms of you're making the handles and stuff, and you have to test. There's a load of different things. There's a lot in stick making that I haven't revealed as well. It comes with experience as well. But working with that purple wood, there's a lot you have to be aware of. Um, let's see. I dream from a root ball with a purple heart inside. Oh, very good, very good. I dream about being on a beach with beautiful company, perhaps. Let's see, John. Hello. Thoughts on the National Party? I don't know anything about him. Who is the National Party? Is this some guys you're connected to or something like that? Um, let's see. I only kind of occupy my mind with things that are irrelevant, so I haven't heard too much about these guys. So they're obviously not not too involved. Let's see. Lenny. Hi Francis and hi folks. Hello from Liverpool. You're the hands, and you do like the emojis. That's very good. Frank says hi Lenny as well. So I think I've caught up now with all the various comments indeed. So that's pretty good. But yeah, like within Ireland we'll talk about pretty much anything, and a bit of Blackthorn talk and a bit of American politics talk. Why not? But like it doesn't matter. Like you can like who you like. Like it doesn't bother me. Like what you're into politically. You can believe in. There's guys that believe in leprechauns. You know. Sure, if it's all good. I made a video ages ago about guys who believed in leprechauns. I think it was about a year ago, and no one watched it. It didn't do too well, so I didn't do much about it. I thought leprechauns would be quite interesting to talk about, but not. And Lenny says hi, big Frank. Yeah, he's bigger than me. I'm 5'4", and Dad's about 5'8", I'd say. Let's see, John from Donegal. I'm not connected to them personally, but I know a few lads who have an interest in them. Basically, a new political Ireland that are the conservative right wing now. Yeah, those kind of parties won't really do too well in Ireland. A few of them have come in, and a lot of the wasn't it the Polish communities were in the little meets that they had and stuff. I remember it was in the news actually a story about these things, but like, you know, that type of party usually it's not really going to connect in Ireland. We wouldn't have the same type of things. That would be like I'm saying what would be an equivalent party in America. That would be like as far right as one of the maybe the supremacist parties or something like that. Those kind of groups. Isn't it Pergoda or Pegida as well? There's a one in Germany that are connected to it. But yeah, those guys are too out there. They're not the type of party that I'd be anyway connected to or something like that. I think they're a little bit too wild for me, man. I like to think things are more peaceful, like. Let's see now. Tommy says we have some decent politicians coming up, and most of the time, when it comes to our choice with presidents, I like to pick between Jeffrey Dahmer and Jack the Ripper. Yeah, like politicians they're different to us kind of normal people. Like I like to think of myself as a common man, a man of the community. I would like to think of that we all should get along. We should all make money. The best thing to unite the world and unite people is stick making. Make some lovely sticks. That's how you bring about peace to the world and different things. We have Muhammad, and that's something written in Arabic, so I don't really know. I know there's a stick maker from on my Instagram, and he's really good. He's an Arab guy, I can't remember his name, but I know he posts some comments on my video. So I don't know, maybe this is the same guy. But there's a stick maker, was it from Saudi Arabia, I think? And he would make some Arab comments. Maybe that's you. If it is, very nice to meet you, Mohammed. Frank. Hi, John. How are all in Donegal? John, how would they be far right? Ireland doesn't have any right wing, only left wing. All right, John, you're a bit mad. that's that's a comment that I think is a bit silly. I'll just leave it at that anyway. Frank, Fine Gael were founded by the fascists, John. Was it big? It was in the 1930s, I think. Was it Hugh O'Donnell? What was your man's name? But yeah, like it's there was a movement in Ireland that didn't go too well, in the 30s as well. But thankfully now we have kind of an unusual kind of political system as well. Let's see now. John is trying to stir some stuff up. What's he saying? Great at the moment. Just came back from a wee holiday from Dublin. Well, it's good, and I hope you listen to Daniel O'Donnell on the radio. He would be a singer from Donegal that everyone seems to love up there. Carl says, "Hey Francis, hello Carl, my man. How are things? I hope all is well with you." Exists in Ireland a contest from all the stick makers to make the nihilist shillelagh, or do you and Frank have pictures from very nice rare shillelagh? There's no contest because you see, like there's not many like shillelagh makers and stuff. Like, I'm a registered business. I have a company. There's about another guy in Wicklow. He has his company as well. You have the guy in Mayo, Derry Hick Sticks. He has his own company as well. That's three of us that are registered businesses. That there's not enough to hold a contest. Like, there's a lot of hobby guys that do things, and you'd have to decide. Like, I'd be happy to be a judge and organize it. Maybe when I retire, I will judge the sticks. I'll be there, measuring it, testing it. Yes, this is good. This is good. We gotta look at things like that. I show you guys a few cudgels as well while we're here. These are a few cudgels that I've been kind of working on. I think this one. Wait, I have one that's nice here. I'll show you guys. Here we go. It's a nice cudgel, that I was working on as well today. I thought that kind of turned out kind of nice. Nice kind of bark as well. It's a good size and weight into that. Zero Fox, good evening. How are things with you, my man? Let's see, Frank. They have all moved so far away from their original design that they're unrecognizable as to what they started off as. Not many, blah blah blah. John, you're a gas man. That's all I'll say. You're a gas man. But I think we need to keep things a bit light, on this channel there, John. We'll we can talk about a few things, but yeah, don't get too wild, man. There's always that one guy that gets carried away, John. You love to come on here and get a little bit carried away. So deep breath, John. Have a nice cup of tea, get a biscuit, and you'll be feeling all right. Tommy says, sorry about that, John. Here in Florida is right wing. Florida's got a good reputation, like, around the world with how they've dealt with things. Like, businesses are allowed to open. Everything is pretty good. No restrictions of the lowest. You can go on the beach and no problems. Yeah, like, it's there's a lot of scaremongering out there, and people in Florida did it right. I don't think it's like a right or a left wing thing. It's just a common sense thing. Like, in America, I don't get it. Like, everything is right or left. But I kind of like the way Florida approached it. They just kind of left businesses go on and do different things. If you're sick and vulnerable, fine. If you need to get your vaccine, you make that personal choice yourself. Like, if if you're vulnerable and you think it's going to be a benefit to you or something like that, it's your all every choice. John has apologized, so no problem, John. Don't worry about it, my man. It's all good. But don't worry, if things get a bit wild here in the comments, I'll bring everyone back to normality. Like, it's good to have passion on different things, but if it's one of those topics that are a bit too much, sir, we'll always just steer a little bit in a happier direction. Let's see. Zero Fox, all good. Cheers. That's very good to know as well. Very good. And hopefully now we can travel next year and get some of you guys to come and visit me here in Kilorglan. Uh, I've had no people come see me for a long time. Be interesting to meet some of you guys. Put faces, and I hope to get a new laptop over the Christmas in the Christmas sales, and then I want to do some calls on these live streams where I'll have a few of you guys can call in. We might do like a call in show. I think I can get a software, and that's my plan over Christmas, to maybe make this like a call in show and more interactive, so I can actually see you guys. We can talk, have a bit of banter, or something like that. Let's see. I hope you're all well in Clorglan and in good form going into the Christmas season. Bring me some of your wine. Very good. John says, Tommy, I've been to Florida for a while. You guys have been great during COVID. Yeah, like during like it's kind of like you see different places and different strategies work. I think most people, they just don't know what to do. And again, it's always a leadership thing. You just need guys to take charge and steer things the right directions. But 2 years, guys, we're still going at it. Like here, uh, it's not the ideal situation, but you have to get on with your life. We just have to learn to live with it. That's I saw what's his name, what's his man, Jay Powell, the Fed chairman. He said in his address there, was it yesterday or the day before, that we just got to live with it. We got to get on with business. We got to get on with living our lives. uh, you know we got to get out there and get things back to normal. We got to have fun again, guys. The fun police have stopped us from having a bit of fun. So it's all, we gotta get back to having fun again. And maybe, like, as Andre said, I'll organize a stick contest. I'm a great man for organizing things. It's very easy for me to ring a place up, and to organize, I could organize the world championship of stick making or something like that. Francis McCaffrey World Championship. And have people come in here, have stick fighters coming in here, have the Doyle guys coming in here, the Antrim guys coming in here. Anyone who coming in here. And have some music as well. Have some good music. Um, let's see. Tommy, okay. John says, it's a product what happens in Ireland when you close the pubs at 5 o'clock. Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all. It was in the news there, I think yesterday. They want to close the bars at 5 p.m. Come on, guys don't even go to the bar that early, so you have to get drunk early. But I don't understand the connection between having a beer and the whole pandemic thing as well. It's just getting getting a bit too much. You can't buy a beer in this place or do this, but if you try to think about it, your mind will just go nuts. Keep it simple, lads. Get your shillelagh, and life is a bit easier. Um, let's see. Yesterday, oh sorry, the greatest. Hello, very nice to meet you as well. Very active in the comment section. It's great that you're going through some of my older videos. I'm noticing all your comments as well, and I always apologize for not replying to them all. Hi, Francis. Merry Christmas to you and all from Brian. Very good, Brian, and happy for you to be a supporter of my good self in the comments as well. It's always good to hear your pleasant comments. And then Andre says, yesterday was the first time I ate blueberry from the Blackthorn head. It was sour. Yeah, it is. It's very sour, and don't eat the seed. There's cyanide. There's poison in it. So you just have to be a bit careful. But and it's very sticky. It's like when you get that when you have the blackthorn berry and you squeeze it, it's like really gluey and sticky, more than you can imagine as well. So not the best to be kind of to be eating, to be honest. John, I'm making a short film for the Angelus on RTE. They're taking film student submissions. Uh, it'll be my grandfather making a lobster pop as the visuals. And very good with your submission. Yeah, I think they do every year, isn't it? About, yeah, you're right. In about January, they take submissions for documentaries, and sometimes you have to go to the Irish Film Board to get it. And then usually you have to promote an area of Ireland. There's always some angle. So if you're doing something, you have to promote tourism in certain areas. But yeah, I've seen those kind of application forms for different things as well. There's always a bit of fun for funding for anything that kind of promotes the area as well. So you got loads of the drone shots of Donegal, but it's very windy up there, so the drone shots mightn't work too well. Lenny, does Santa really live in Lapland? Let's look at the evidence. Okay, he wears a red and white. Okay, he's good at breaking into houses. Okay, and he has lots of electrical goods. That okay. Well, like I think this is worth like a shillelagh talk about this. So like does he really live in Lapland? Who knows? If he wears red and white, he must be a Cork supporter because everyone knows the Cork hurling thing and the Cork football team is red and white. So obviously Santa is living in Cork. That would be my guess on the evidence as well. He's good at breaking into houses as well. Yeah, he knows when you're sleeping. He knows if you've been good and bad. The idea of like a man breaking into your house and sitting on your bed watching you sleep, it's a gas thing, isn't it? But sure, didn't the Santa thing come from Coca-Cola, wasn't it? The marketing in the 1930s. Santa traditionally wore green, or Saint Nicholas, or whatever variation of it as well. But yeah, isn't there like a connection to the marketing of Coca-Cola that heard the story of Santa and then used it in their marketing campaigns in the 30s or something like that? And he has loads of electrical goods as well. That yeah, he obviously goes to the car boot sales. You know, he goes to all the markets and he's a wheeler and dealer and stuff like that. But he's in Cork. That's where Santa is. That's my guess. Jeff says, Merry Christmas, Francis, to you and yours. Merry Christmas as well from Ireland. I hope everything is well with you, Jeff, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Hope the weather's good, and like Christmas is a time to unwind, but like for me, Christmas is a time to think of new ideas, think of new things that I want to do as well. I find that lot of stuff a bit interesting. Francis, what are Blackthorn swagger sticks like for walking? They're more of a decorative piece. Usually with a swagger stick, you hold it under. Wait, I think I have one here. So you hold it under your arm. Like a drill sergeant. Like a pattern, like the army pattern. He would march up and down, and like you'd see the drill sergeants, like they as a sign of authority. So like a swagger stick is more like a kind of status symbol. They'd point at it, they'd use and stuff like that. Sometimes like a school teacher would have something similar as well. So like the swagger sticks is more just like like an accessory that shows that you're in charge. So like if you have like a dominant brother or sister, or you have a bossy type of person in your family, like it's a really good gift to give them a swagger stick. You just put it under your armpit like that. You walk around, stick your chest out. You're the boss of the house and stuff like that. So like yeah, they used to use these like I've seen some pictures of them like in the Irish Army and stuff, and some of the old pictures from the 20s and the 30s as well. But yeah, so like they're not really for walking. It's more just like a stasis symbol or something like that. But it's kind of like it's a good talking point and gift. And if you have a collection of Blackthorn, you have your Blackthorn here, your Shillelaghs here, your Cuddles, you'll have your swagger sticks there. It looks kind of pretty nice as well. And when it's part of a collection. Let's see now. Tommy said, so are Blackthorn berry seeds good for VD? I think you need a 4 penicillin, isn't it? Zitromac, if you have some itches down there, you need to go. So I think that's what you need for. I don't think Blackthorn cures those itches you have down there, my friend. That sounded great, crack. Book me in for Clorglan summer, 2022. Yeah, or Killarney's pretty good. Like once you're around, there's more kind of activity. Sometimes Clorglan's a bit kind of quiet. Like there's a few nice bars and stuff. Like you spend a few hours in Clorglan and stuff, but like there's better things. Like when you go a little bit further, Killarney's like the most crack, like the most good, better nightlife there too. Lenny B says can't be traced for drives an unlicensed vehicle. Yeah, who tests Santa? He only does a day's work per year in Lapland. He's a bloody Scouser, yeah. He could be a Scouser. I love Lenny that you're thinking about this. You're a philosopher. Lenny is our resident philosopher, where he goes deep dives into these topical issues, such as where does Santa come from? And Lenny, what will you think of next? So like you have my support with your investigation into this Santa thing as well. So Lenny, do you ever grow the beard out and do the Santa Claus thing yourself? Might be interesting. Yes, the modern day Santa costume comes from Coke. Yeah, I know it's to do with the color, like with the branding and stuff like that. I must look up or read that again, just to see because it's kind of interesting as well. Like in marketing, there's loads of like interesting things, and the messages they put out there become part of the national kind of social consciousness. Let's see. I use my swagger stick for my wife. Joke. Andre, my man, if your wife heard that, she'd be using the stick on you, I'd say. But unless you're into that, like some people are into a bit of that kind of stuff. Uh, we know Santa's not from Cork because he's always smiling. That's true. That's true. You can't. A bit of Cork bashing is a bit of good. All right, boy. He doesn't say boy too much as well. Let's see. Irish Stick Festival for Lorgan sounds like a great idea. John, it would be a great idea, and you can come down and film it. If you are a videographer and you want to make the McCaffrey story, why not, my man? Come down. I don't mind. You're always welcome as well. But yeah, like there's a lot of things you can do with stick making and having a stick festival and different things as well. But like the problem with that is the local committees. Like they will put down ideas very easily. Like they don't like to do things that are too risky and stuff. And like with the local committees, you have to be related to get your decision made and stuff. Like I've come up with loads of ideas for the town to get going, and all to be kind of like shut down by committees. Like I remember I had funding for this big project, and everything, and all I needed to get was a local community group to back it, and then the funding was already signed off of. I had done all the hard work. I had all the performers and artists lined up. I had 25 people. I had Ireland's most famous artist who used to sell her pieces for like tens of thousands, and I had a whole thing planned and everything. And the local group, they decided they wanted to apply for some landscaping funding to make one road of the town look nicer. No imagination, like. So like usually in Ireland you have these committees made up of usually ladies in their kind of 50s, and they're all kind of related, and they're old money from the town. And like when you try to get some ideas and stuff like that, there's a whole new level of politics on the committees, and stuff like that. So it's unusual, like, because like I have loads of great ideas, but trying to get them over the finish line, and then sometimes you put so much time and effort. It's a full-time job, and if I put all my time and effort into to getting these ideas going, my family would be quite hungry at home, waiting for me to provide. Let's see now. Carl says I must buy a swagger stick for my wife. Yeah, yeah. You know, uh, I think that's the kind of underlying joke. When I was doing this as well. That if you have someone bossy and stuff, like maybe there's an underlying message there about about some kind of types of wives anyway. But we'll keep that. Tommy says my daughter's a school teacher. She uses a McCaffrey swagger stick. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, you're saying as a pointer stick during her class. Yeah, it's good. It's like a great talking point. Like swagger sticks, they're light, they're easy. It's like everything, you can do different things as well. It feels pretty good. If you're a little mini Doyle guy, you can do your little Doyle things, and stuff like that. I seen some guy, he was like in Facebook. He was standing in a doorway, and he's like, you don't want to touch your elbows off the door, and he's doing this back and forth. What's that about? What's that about, man? There's no theory behind that. But anyway, um let's see now. You need a 1 kg swagger stick for my ex-wife. Tommy, man, I want to hear more about this ex-wife of yours. You know, was she like this really Medusa with this hair of snakes that was like, what did she do to you? What did she do to you, Tommy, man? Did she take half your earnings? In America, isn't that it? I don't know what divorce is like in Ireland. Like, I don't really know many divorced people. Most people just separate here, and then you never hear of them divorced. I think they have to be separated for 5 years before they're even considered for a divorce. But yeah, what was his ex-wife of yours like, my man? Was he just very angry? Was she, the stereotype that of an ex-wife that you hear about? Be interesting to know. But you can tell me over a pint. You obviously don't have to tell me here, Tommy. It's fine. I'm just like curious, like to know. Uh, it's always like the thing is sometimes you have friends who are guys, and you get on with them, and these guys are confident, they're joking, they're great. Then their wife turns up, and they just become a jellyfish. Oh, yeah, I'll be home now. Oh yeah, sorry. Oh, and it's like, it's this kind of like, I'm always wondering like what's going on there and stuff like. You have these guys, they're enjoying themselves. They're having a laugh. They're having a drink. They're with the guys. They're having the banter. They get the text message then. Oh, gotta go home. Oh, or something like that. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You got to keep the romance going, Tommy. That's it. That's it. You got to like spice things up. You got to buy. The problem, Tommy, is you didn't buy your wife a swagger stick soon enough. That's the solution to divorce. Swagger sticks. You know, that's what I should do now. A whole marketing campaign with swagger sticks. That'd be good. She's from northern Germany and Viking blood. She sounds like a tough lady. So northern Germany, where's that? Like Hamburg or someplace like that. But I thought it was more the Bavarian women down the kind of southern part of Germany that were the strong ones. But I've never actually. That reminds me. Is the Viking TV show any good? I've been kind of looking at maybe watching a series. And I just kind of saw something about the Viking thing. I saw something on YouTube. It looked interesting. But I might dive into some series over the Christmas and have a look about that. Carl says I have to run. Have a great Christmas, Francis and all. Um, Very good, and have a good Christmas to you, Carl. I think well, we go another few minutes, and then I might go myself. I'm just getting a few text messages here from my daughter. She's saying she needs a drive home, so she's with her friend for the afternoon, and I'm actually heading down to Cork tomorrow. So you probably you if you're in around Cork, you could run into me tomorrow. That's where I'm going to go down to Cork for the morning. Have a few things I got to do there, a few bits and pieces as well. Got to look for something for my son as well. I still haven't quite got the Christmas things. I'm basically a last minute shopper in the last few days. Get everything done because usually I'm busy with the stick making right up until the 18th or 19th of December, and it's usually from now things get quiet. Are you online on Christmas? I'm always online. Like you can always message me and I'll get back to you. I don't know. I'd like to do a live stream on Christmas Day, but just for interesting or stuff like that. It might like if it happens, it might be an impromptu type of thing, where I might just kind of like do it sneakily or something like that, where me and my dad just get a corner and we just like get the phone and just go live or something like that on the day. We have to see like with the kids and with the wives and stuff like that if they kind of allow it as well. And you, Carl, best to you and yours. Um, that's very good. But yeah, like I don't know about you guys, but I always get a bit bored on Christmas. I need to be doing stuff. My Christmas is nice and not working is nice and playing with the family, but like the kids like to do their own thing. The wives do their own thing as well, and then you're just like sitting around staring at the wall. You know, I have actually some books I have to read. I got this book about Black Swan events or something like that by this Nasser. I can't remember the name of the guy, Nassim Nasser something. Some guy recommended this book to me, so I'm gonna maybe read that. I believe a lot of Viking TV show was shot in Ireland, especially the early seasons. Yeah, maybe. Like there's a lot of grants and different things for making things here, like Game of Thrones and Saving Private Ryan and was in Braveheart and there's a few different things as well that are kind of made here. Perfect. I am afraid as well. And yeah, like if we're all afraid. Do we all live in fear of our partners? We'll start a shillelagh support group. Hi, I'm a shillelagh lover, and I'm in fear of my missus or something like that. We can do a series or something on that as well, perhaps. But yeah, I think I might go now, guys. I think I've answered all your questions. What is it? Next Friday is 24th, Christmas Eve. So yeah, we'll see. I might do a live stream then or not. I'll see how I feel. I think I've done pretty much a live stream nearly every week since about March or April. I was looking back at my YouTube channel. I nearly have 600 videos done. That's a lot of videos. So that's pretty good as well. So anyway, guys, I'm off. Thanks for watching, and as always, thanks very much for attending the stream today. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. If I don't see you, if I forget or get lazy or get drunk next week, and have a great one. Cheers. Bye bye from Ireland. Okay.